the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
Then get on another flight to head to Buffalo. I'll be there in New York. Then get on another flight to head to Buffalo. I'll be there this evening. But hey, here we are. Let's go on this journey. Work it is. New York to Buffalo. All right, let's get it. Round table, baby. I almost paid $25 for express security, and ain't nobody here. I almost wasted 25 bucks. I was smart. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna do it. Headed to baggage pickup. I'm in Buffalo. All right, y'all, I am in New York at the Airbnb with the homies. Y'all already know. Richie in the house, Dan over there ordering some food. Gotta be like 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. And I'm like, they all got on Buffalo gear and they're walking in the streets and like walking home and stuff. And Dan tells me that they allow school to get out early on Bills games.
Game day.
Game day. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Many of us are hungry. And if
Right next to the stadium. Excited about the night though. I'm gonna give you my score prediction right here, right now. I have the Miami Dolphins reviving their season 27-24 versus the Buffalo Bills.
Dolphins about to get that.
We're down here. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to tdphinstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Just wanted to drop a little bit of the vlog while I was in Buffalo. I actually removed a lot. of the content, all the sad content, all the down content. I just removed it. I wanted the experience to remain great, so I kept all the good parts in. My misery, I did not want to share because I wasn't very happy about it, and that's what this stream is going to be about, talking about that misery that I had to experience yesterday, all right? Before we do, just want to give you a quick update. I was having some technical difficulties, so what happened was before I left, like literally 30 minutes before I was leaving out to the airport earlier this week, my baby girl took a bottle of water, somehow opened it, and just thought it was just really nice to just pour it all over my laptop. All over the laptop. Open laptop, by the way. Open laptop. So she thought it was cool to just pour it all over the laptop, inside. And about 20 seconds later, I go check on her to give her hugs and kisses because I'm going to leave, and I see the laptop flooded with water. And long story short, it was working. Then the screen started glitching, but it was still working. Then the screen went completely black, but I could tell it was on because the buttons highlight, and it was cooked. So, I'm like, let's air it out. Let's air it out for a few days. So today, that's why whenever I first made the stream, I was like in the airport and all of that, trying to see about going live, seeing if it'll work. But that's why I was on my phone in the chat telling you I was having some major technical difficulties. So that's what was going on. But the great news is I have such a phenomenal wife. When I got here just now, my system was already set up. A lot of my stuff was already transferred. And she already had me a laptop here ready for me, another laptop. So it's not the one that I'm going to get like finalized, but it's the exact same one. She just bought another one for me. And Still got to upgrade because this will know how the gigs that I want. Okay. But beggars can't be choosers. So I'm thankful for her for just allowing me to walk right in the house, wash my hands and all that good stuff, and then hit the live button just now. Just like that. Fresh off of the trip, right into this live stream. So that's what was going on earlier, a lot of technical difficulties. So thank you all for your patience the entire time. But yeah, a quick announcement, another announcement I want to make. But before we do, I want to make sure that you all are aware that this stream is being sponsored by our official sponsor right here on the tdphinstalk YouTube channel, Sleeper. Get a $100 deposit match up to $100 using code TDFins. A lot of y'all have been having fun with Sleeper. And a lot of y'all play it just like me. You're not trying to put, $1,000 up, trying to become a millionaire. You're just having fun, getting your little picks in on Mondays, Thursdays, Sundays, even Saturdays. It has all sports, even fantasy football. We have our league on there. So if you want to check out Sleeper, make sure you take advantage using code TDFins so our sponsors know that you're coming from our channel. All right. But supporting our sponsors is always supporting the channel. Thank everybody for the love and support. But when you make some picks, hey, send them to my inbox. I just want to see. I want to tell some of them. All right. Listen, that wouldn't be too bad. Let me see here. And I still have to update my settings on the computer and stuff like that. So everything may not look all bright and perfect like it always do. But y'all bear with me. Things ain't gonna be perfect, okay? But they are what they are right now. All right, another announcement. Going forward, no, not going forward, but after this Sunday, I want to let everybody know that after this Sunday, okay, I will no longer be multi-streaming on Twitch. I will not be multi-streaming on X. I'll be multi-streaming on Kick. But I will not be multi-streaming on Twitch or X. So if you are an X viewer, and there's quite a few now, you got to come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel so you can join and get all the latest. Okay. I'm pursuing a venture in all sports as well. You all know I've had TD Sports Talk in the past. I want to make sure that we talk Dolphins football on this channel majority, but I also have a passion to talk all NFL. All sports really, but really I want to do more NFL talk on an individual basis. So that's what those accounts are going to be used for, my X and my Twitch and stuff like that. I'm going to have TD Sports Talk. Some of you remember when I had it back in the day. So that's what those accounts will be reserved for, just so you know. So I'll be talking all things. So I don't want to turn some of y'all off and be like, oh, I only want to hear about the Dolphins, but you're talking about everything. So we're going to separate those moving forward, just an FYI, okay? All right, so here we go. We got a lot to talk about. I'm going to get into the game recap. Then I'm going to talk about the three major players. I'm not going to get too deep into it because we're going to be covering it tonight on Dolphins Collective at 7 p.m. So get ready for that. But I got a lot to talk about. I also want to break down Kurt Warner's breakdown online. I want to talk about Tua's press conference and other people's breakdown as well. Since I haven't really chopped it up with y'all like mano a mano for about 4 days, I'm going to take about a few minutes just to go through the chat real quick to see who's with us. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Salute to you all. If you are a Patreon member, salute to you as well. If you want to join the Patreon, where the link will be dropped, you can come into most of the shows and talk with me about some of the things. You'll have that opportunity. The link is in the description of the video. Okay. Shout out to Ronnie. Been modding with us for a while. Jay Pagan, DF forever. Salute to you all. All right. Scummy in the building. John Mateer, however you pronounce it. I keep messing that up. Let me see. And if there are any members, make sure you chime in as well. Okay. DF Forever, who was at the event, we had a ball together. He said, TD, was an honor to meet you again, bro. Always, man. Listen, okay, these events are dope. Like, y'all got to understand, like, these events are dope. I mean, Omnaron was there. Obviously, DF Forever, who's a Bills fan, was amazing. JD the Great was there. Miss Fins was there. I mean, and Dolphin fan. I mean, it was a lot of us there, man. It was pretty cool, and a lot of Bills fans getting to meet him. But these events are pretty cool. I'm not even gonna lie. I enjoy it every time because we don't just go to the game together. Typically, we have some type of meet and greet the night before, the day before, and we went to I don't even remember the name, some Southern Brew or something like that. We went to Southern Brew, and we had our own reserve section. They had made it nice for us. We had our own air bar area and everything, and I think we had about 35 to 40 people up there. Z-Bod, Rico from Buffalo Fanatics was there. I mean, so many of us was out there, man. And just meeting a lot of you all individually was dope. Some good people, man. And that's why I always urge y'all, man, come to an event with Roundtable Sports. It's always fun. We have a good time. The next one is actually in LA. We're doing a Rams versus 49ers for that division's roundtable. So it's the first time they're doing that. I was going until I said, man, I'm going to take a break on this one event because I want to, make the Jets event a good one in December. So December 7th, put it on your calendar. I'm telling you, take advantage of it now because the ticket's probably going to sell out eventually. All right. December 7th, MetLife Takeover. If you want to go to that event, make sure you go to Roundtable Sports and click on the link and get your tickets. They're at a great price, I think like $235 or something like that. And that comes with Gotham City tailgate crew. For those who don't know that, Gotham City is a tailgate. How do I call it? They put tailgates together, their own. They're at every Jets game, home and away. And they have all these big old vans and buses that's, painted up, Jets and all of that stuff. But they do a massive tailgate where all the food you can eat for free, you can drink for free. Drinks galore. It doesn't stop. Okay, it just doesn't stop. So it's not like, oh, we ran out. No, it don't stop. So and everybody, and there's games, music, everything. So you can go eat, and we do a live show from it as well. So that's what's cool about when we do the Jets event. We do the tailgate for about 4 or 5 hours. We're out there just having a good time. We do a live show. We eat and drink, and we mingle with everybody. And from there, we go into the stadium together. We enjoy the game together. And after the game, sometimes we go before the game, but this event, it's after the game. We go down to the field where we can go on the field, take pictures, do this, do that, whatever we want to do. So this year is going to be pretty fun. So MetLife Takeover December 7th, we're going to have our next event. So if you want to be a part of that, get over there right now and get on those tickets so that you can reserve them. I'm going to try to make it an event. I'm going to try to make it like a vacation because I've never been to New York in December because it's going to be cold, but I want to experience that. I want to have the winter Christmas feel in New York. So I'm probably going to be there. The game is at 1. And by the way, after the game, we might do a post tailgate watching the Bills-Bengals game outside, but we're working on that. But anyway, I want to do a winter in New York. So it's a Sunday game. I'll probably leave out on Wednesday because I want to go to Central Park. I've never been. I want to go to the Tower Memorial. I want to do a ballet because my wife loves it. I want to do the opera, all of that stuff. I want to go to the different places, the eateries. I want to do it all. So it'll be my first time actually enjoying New York. So that's what I'm going to make it out of. So I urge anybody who wants to join that or come to it, make sure that you Go to Roundtable Sports, go in the description of the AFC East Roundtable, and you'll see the link for the tickets right there. Get them now so that you don't have to worry about missing out on them. All right. So, yeah, let's get into some of these super chats, and then we're going to get to business because we got a lot to talk about. And after I read these super chats, when they're done, I'm going to get to the super chats after I do the content part of the stream. All right. Let's see here. Make sure I hit everybody who blessed the channel. And those who have been blessing me on Cash App as well. I know I haven't been able to read it over the last few days, but thank you. All love from me to you. All right. All right. I really hope our city treated you well and you had a good time. Go Bills. I actually like Buffalo. I really love Buffalo. The only disappointment I had is I didn't go to Niagara Falls. But I really enjoy Buffalo. The people, the community. It's just pretty dope. It's just I like it. It was in the upstate New York. When I was on the phone, I was like, man, they got more greenery than Florida up here. Like upstate New York, you know, whenever you're going from New York to Buffalo, all those, the back country. I'm like, man, nobody really think about how much back country and land they have up here of just greenery. It's crazy. It's beautiful though, but y'all got a lot of windmills, man. A lot of windmills out there. All right, let me see here. All right, already got the homie, man. We had a good time. And that suite was amazing. That suite was amazing. BSC, property maintenance, said, TD, I'm so frustrated and angry from the actions on the field to the post-game comments. The heart and the drive is just not there. Still a Dolphin fan and, will still support you 1,000. Thank you, man. Listen, man, the key is we talk about it. We really break it all down. And we try to figure out how we can get to a better day. And I think I'm going to have a really good stream today. I got a lot of insight on what was going on. A lot of stuff I've already told you, but it's starting to come full circle. Like, you know how I've proven so many things wrong. And I like, there's been a lot of things that I've been right about. But what's been happening lately is evidence, the crumbs of evidence just keep dropping. They don't stop. Like, yeah, here's another piece of evidence of why what I've been telling y'all is right. Here's another. It's like it comes after the fact. I make a bold proclamation. I tell you what's going on. Oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're delusional. And then it's kind of proven, oh, man, maybe I see what you're saying. Then the crumbs just start dropping everywhere. And that's the epitome of what's happened over the last 24 hours. Crumbs just dropping everywhere. Crumbs, and we're going to break it down. Who's the one proven person out there, GM or head coach, y'all keep asking this, to come run this thing like Parcells tried? Or is it going to be an up-and-comer? Anyone you want, Gruden, Tomlin, or bust? And when I say bust, you don't know. It's a crapshoot. Man, it's a crapshoot. And people are, I don't want Gruden. I'm just saying. Tomlin, man, ooh, if they fail this year, you got to go trade for Tomlin. You got to go trade for Tomlin. TD Fraud Talk said, in other words, you can't afford both. Yeah, I could actually afford both. But, you know, come to think of it, I have no vested interest in that event either. So why waste the money? I'm a very frugal guy, by the way. God has blessed me to not complain about money and cry about money all day. But at the same token, I value what I have for my family and my children's future. So that's not the issue at all. But I understand what you're doing, as usual. All right. Let me see. Silent Storm said, TD, I think McDaniel is feeling the heat. His halftime interview was the first time I seen him give a response straight to the point. Wow. Yeah. When all that other stuff go out the window when you want to just vent kind of. But McDaniel, he was going to be fine after this game. It's the next game. You better not lose to the Jets. Lino said, you getting all this smoking, TD. You can't beat us. Man, you know what? We're going to talk about it in the stream, Lino. TD, I can't listen to Kurt. All I heard was he said Tyreek ran the wrong route, which is why the throw was high. If that's the case, everyone must be running the wrong routes because this is a consistent problem. Nah, Kurt outdid himself in the last one. I know you can't listen to him anymore, but I told him on Twitter, this is blasphemous. This is blasphemous what you're saying right now. Literally trying to justify the interception Tua made, and he absolutely said something that makes him look like he never played quarterback a day in his life and like he knows nothing about football whatsoever. Yes, a Hall of Famer said something out of his mouth that sound like he has never played the game a day in his life, and that's how bad and how deeply invested some people are and not pooping on Tua. That's how deep and how bad some people are in efforts to just not poop on Tua. And we're gonna break that down. But we're gonna break that down. We're gonna break down Kurt Warner's thing. You'll see what I'm talking about. The most blasphemous thing you could ever say. Had other people coming out, other quarterbacks and stuff saying, "I don't know what he's talking about. Not a day in my life has that ever been what's supposed to happen." Kurt out here making stuff up now, and I think it's just a case of just wanting to be right. All right. Here. All right, here we go. Have you ever actually gone through the position coaches staff? Like every coach we have a bunch of goobers. Bro, the staff is terrible. I'm gonna assume goobers means another word for terrible or depiction of it because I don't know what goobers mean. But I'll look it up after this because I don't like to live in ignorance. Yeah, I have, but I don't really invest in it as much. I mean, I can't even remember half of their names. Like I always do a breakdown and see who's where, what's their resume. But let me tell you why I've been lulled to sleep looking at the staff over the last 4 years. Because I used to want to know which staff member took a bad unit and made it good. Which staff unit took a good unit, made it bad, so I can understand do they have a future in coaching and stuff like that, right? But when we start buying the team, it's like when who was it? What's his name? Our receiver coach that got fired. What's his name? He played and was good. I don't know why I'm running the brain fart. The Patriots. Y'all will tell me in a second. It's like how am I supposed to evaluate him as a coach when you got one of the best units in the league? You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, the receivers went off this year. What I'm supposed to credit Wes Welcome? Or Tyreek and Waddle? You see what I mean? So this is why like certain position groups, if you're loaded or got talent, it makes me not really care to evaluate who's actually coaching the group. And he obviously got fired anyway. So the first sign of things not going well, he get fired. But it was all good when it was going well. So that's why I really don't care as much to keep up with it, the coaching staff, and evaluate how they've been doing. All right, then we got who we need. Mike McCarthy. Who will get Cliff Kingsbury? Shake my head. Another hotshot young OC that the owner will soon swoon over. And listen, man, you might be dead on, spot on, dead on the money. All right, let's get into it. I gotta do my thing, and if the super chat comes through, I'm not skipping you. I'll get to it on the back end. But I gotta do my thing. All right, so I need to break down first of all what my thoughts of the game. How did the Dolphins do? So, and I was there, obviously, for those who don't know, I was there at the game in the stadium. Perfect seats. I mean, the seats could be no better. I ain't never been at a vantage point where it was just like so perfect. So perfect to see it all. I've been telling people all week, this is not going to be a blowout like you think. And I'm not going to lie.
There were things that I knew the Dolphins were going to come out and try to do that would prevent us from getting blown out. I didn't know if they were going to do it and execute it, but it were things I knew they were going to come out to do so that we didn't get blown out and we made it a competitive game and actually have a chance to actually win and possibly win. I've been saying that all week. I'm just saying, it ain't favored for us to win, but I'm telling y'all, we might win this game. I've been telling y'all that all week. It's something about this Bills game. I kept saying it. And here were my keys for the Dolphins. And I want y'all to notice something. Anybody who followed the AFC's roundtable, any other platform I've been on for the last 4 days, you have heard me say this. I said, people are talking about Tua. People are talking about the defense. People are talking about Mike McDaniel's play calling. But the real issue in Miami, the real issue, right? The reason why they haven't looked competitive against the Colts and beat a bad team in the Patriots. The main reasons why are because the Dolphins commit too many penalties and they turn the football over. I've been saying it all week. And I literally told everybody, here's what's going to happen in this game. They're not going to commit as many penalties. They're going to finally be disciplined. Because when you play a team like Buffalo, you got to be disciplined because they're going to be disciplined and they're not going to have penalties. And you also have to not turn the ball over. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you tell me what happened versus the Buffalo Bills in the first 3 quarters? In the first 3 quarters, can you tell me what happened? Why we were right there neck and neck in the entire game? Because the Dolphins didn't have a ton of ridiculous penalties and they hadn't turned the ball over. Almost 3 quarters worth of no penalties and not turning the football over. And look how we look. We can compete with anybody. It had nothing to, we weren't talking about the O-line. We weren't, even though the defense was getting toasted, we weren't talking about the defense. We were in it. All right. We were in it. No turnovers and minimizing penalties. That's what we saw for almost 3 quarters. When did things start going left in that game? The penalties. The discipline went out of the window in the last quarter of the game. Boneheaded penalties. You had been doing good all night. Maybe a sprinkle here or there, but you had been, for the large part, you have been doing good all night. And in the 4th quarter, there go the penalties. Not only that, why did we use that timeout? Y'all remember that? More operation issues. They waited till later in the game to start having operation issues. And it's like, man, we're going to need that timeout later. And boy, didn't we? Did we? Didn't have it. And despite all of that, see, what you got to realize is the defense may be bad, but they had woke up in that 3rd quarter and part of the 4th to give us the chances to keep coming back. I think they got like 3 stops that really helped us. We only capitalized on 1 of them, which you got to capitalize on more, obviously, right? But we were in it. And Tua threw the interception to cap off the 4th quarter, the epitome of the 4th quarter. You went out there and you played 3 quarters of good enough football to win, in my opinion, And in the fourth quarter, forget Tua. We'll talk about him in a moment, but forget putting his name on it. It's just the simple fact that the Miami Dolphins as a team turned the ball over, had additional penalties, and wasn't disciplined in one quarter. And that's how we lost the game. We could talk about Zeeler screwing up, hitting the punter. We could talk about Tua not reading it correctly. But the real essence of it, those three elements of the football game are why we lost the game. And that's my breakdown without putting names on it. Because we need to start realizing we got to understand what our fundamental issues are. And then we go into the name blame, which we're about to get into. Okay. But fundamentally, it's that simple. The problem with the Miami Dolphins 3 weeks in as an NFL football team, lack of discipline, penalties galore, and turning the football over. I don't care how bad the defense is, how bad the offense is. You take care of those 3 games, you got a chance to still win every game. Not saying you're not going to win them all, but you got a chance. None of them look like the Colts in week 1 lopsided, and you actually beat the Patriots. And matter of fact, I can't guarantee it, but you could have beat the Bills. Change those 3 fundamental things. That's what happened to the Dolphins. Now, name blame. First of all, y'all can disagree with me all you want, but was it Brooks that had the roughing the passer on Josh Allen? I think it was Brooks. If it was Brooks, that was a bunch of crap. That was a bunch of crap. They gave him that penalty. That was a bunch of crap to me. Sealer, I was defending you all night. That wasn't roughing that I was running into, but yeah, it was roughing. As I keep looking at the replay, it was roughing. Definitely roughing. That was a bad decision by you, bro. But why is Sealer on this team? Why is he on this team? Let's have some revisionist history. Remember TD was the one guy that said he needed to be traded. Why we keep paying people during a rebuild, even though y'all don't realize we're rebuilding yet. That's what I was telling y'all at the time. All you do is pay people, and when they still got something in the tank, and waste 2 to 3 years and then say we ready to compete, but that guy ain't great no more. Sealer has a high likelihood of not being great anymore 3 years from now. I mean, truth be told, 3 weeks in this season, already showing that. Throwing money away. You could have gotten a draft pick for him. The man makes like $20+ million. He would have been a solid draft pick for us. Not only would you have gotten a draft pick for him, you would have saved that kind of money. Saving that kind of money can say, okay, maybe I do want to invest in that player longer or this player. I'm just saying. But here we are. 2 years from now, I'm going to be like, I tried to tell y'all 3 years ago why we wasting our time when y'all called me stupid and I don't know ball. Well, you always want to trade our best players because we always rebuild it. You'll know when you got a team where you're ready to go full steam. And that's when you got that position solidified. You know what position I'm talking about, but we'll get there. And last but not least, Tua Tagovailoa. Let me break down his game first of all. I think it's important for people to realize in that game, there was some good, there was some bad, and there was some ugly by Tua. The good things that I saw from Tua in this game that was very interesting to me, right, is that when the play broke down or it was a third or fourth down situation, he did make some plays, man. Finally, right? He actually made a few plays. Now, one of the bad things, see, the thing with Tua in this game, it was really interesting because you'll have a second down with a wide open guy and he just throw the ugliest football and it's incomplete. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's bad. Then the next play, oh yes, he got 11 for the first down. This was a game where Tua was above average. And at the end, he just became a bum to everybody, right? Because of what happened. But the reality is Tua had an average game. Tua had an average game. I also want to tell people we have to stop this narrative of, well, all he did was dink and dunk. That was the game plan. He has to follow his game plan. But here's what I'll tell you. This is the piece where people disagree with me. Because I don't have a problem with the dinking and dunking because that was the game plan. And I thought that it was actually effective. He just needed to make a few more throws in this game. But the reason why that's the game plan, everybody loved to talk about the O-line. They also love to talk about the not having big receivers, just every excuse, not the run game. I just hear too many excuses. I can't even keep up with them anymore. But here's what I want to show you all in this game that I kind of like hinted to the other night. Go look at the passing chart. Go look at Tua's passing chart. And this is where I start to put things together and show you what I've been telling you all this time. If you've seen Tua's passing chart, say yes in the chat. I'm just curious if you saw the passing chart. Say yes in the chat. Can you pull it up? You know what? Hold on. Let me see. I have it. So let me see if I could just airdrop it to myself because it's on my phone. I've been operating on my phone because my laptop's been down. So give me 1 second. Here it is. Let me airdrop. All right. Accept and downloads. Let me load it here. Give me a moment. Bringing it in now. Somebody said it's ugly. Yeah, it is, but you're looking at it wrong. You're missing what I want you to see. You're missing what I want you to see on the wait a second. All right. Downloads. Here we go. All right, I got it. You're missing what I want you to see on this pass chart. All right, here we go. Look at the pass chart, y'all. Look at this pass chart. I have never, ever in 6 years seen a Tua Tagovailoa pass chart that look like this. You don't have a single green dot or even a white dot or blue. It don't matter. You don't have a dot inside the hashes. As a matter of fact, when you look at this mid area about, where on the right side where the interception was, and look on the other side of the field about that right same side, it's revelatory. The man threw the ball 34 times, and I don't think y'all can see my mouse. Man, I wish y'all could, but look on the left hash, those first two green marks in the white one way at the top. That's like in that middle of that's the middle of the field. That's 3 to the left, and you got another 3 to the right. This man has 6 passes out of 34 that's in like that center middle of the field. 6 passes. When have you ever seen that on the Tua Tagovailoa pass chart? We didn't even try to really attack the middle of the field. Our bread and butter for years. Why am I pointing that out? Because what did I tell you? The Dolphins are running a different offensive scheme and an offensive system. Mike McDaniel grabbed that little box that he told you from day one that he put all the things Tua doesn't do well. He put it in that box and he threw it away. He got rid of it. He hid it. But he had to go find it. And when you have this many throws at the numbers or outside the numbers, now I'm not worried about the shallow stuff. I don't worry about 5 yards or less. Because when you really look at the chart, Tua had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 throws. 16, 17 because the deep one. 17 throws outside the numbers. I mean, well, that was above past 5 yards. He has 17 throws that were right at the 5-yard mark or further. 17. 50% of his throws were 5 yards or more. But that also shows you 50% of them were less than 5 yards. The man threw the ball 17 times, less than 5 yards. And the other 17 are past 5 yards. But look at the boundaries on the right and the left. Look at the right side. You got 4 targets 5 yards or more over there. Look on the left side. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them more than 5 yards out there. That's 10 passes. That never happens. This man usually have 2 to 3 out there. He had 10 passes outside the numbers. McDaniel understands, and he has told Tua, if you can't throw out there, we don't have a chance. He's limited. So now I'm telling you, this has never happened, y'all. But now McDaniel is making it a focal part of the offense to take what they're giving on the outside. But now you got to analyze, how did he do on the outside? And this is what I've been telling y'all. Look at how he did on the outside. I'm talking about those 10 throws. Y'all know what those numbers be. You see those 4 on the right side close to the sideline and those 6 on the left side close to the sideline that are intermediate to deep? Those 10 throws, if you look at them, Tua is 3 for 10. He's 3 for 10 on those throws. Look at it. You have eyes. You can see it for yourself. He is 3 for 10. Past 5 yards on the outside. This is a part of the issue. And we saw the game. I was at the game. Everybody around me like, oh my gosh, he's bad on a lot of those throws towards the sideline on the outside. Now, he made a few. Those 3, as you can see. But this is why McDaniel don't put him in this offense. And the defense gives it to you. These guys been wide open. Tyreek and Waddle on the boundary out there running those posts. They've been wide open. Overthrowing it, sailing it too far out of bounds, can't get the feet down, all of that stuff. This is what I've been telling y'all. The only reason it's been hard to really show y'all because we never do this, what we just did. This is why McDaniel kept everything shallow under 5 yards. 50% of his throws were under 5 yards. This is why McDaniel did that. Y'all think, oh, why does he keep just throwing bubble screens? Open it up. Because look at all the green underneath and look at the white in the intermediate outside. This is why. This is why. Q, you can say whatever you want, bro. What you looking at right here ain't film. It's just statistics. How did he do on the boundary on the outside past 5 yards? 3 for 10. What you going to tell me on film to justify this? Because when you go look at the game, these were wide open throws. A lot of them were wide open throws, with the exception of one to Tyreek late on that plus 10 out of bounds already over there. And the crazy thing is when you see the white circle out of bounds, that's because he threw it out of bounds. It wasn't even accurate. He got 3 of them look like they touching the out of bounds line. So y'all, this is why I try to paint this picture for y'all, but it's hard for y'all to believe it until we actually do it. I've been saying this for years. When McDaniel put them outside throws in the box and said, we're not going to let Tua do that. We're not going to have him do that. That's why his numbers went up. You think it's a coincidence the man only threw for 146 yards? In about 65% completion. See, everything is all good when he's throwing for 70% for 300 yards all over the middle. But now teams take it away, but it's not like they're not giving them the outside. They giving us the outside wide open all day. And McDaniel said, we got to take advantage of it. And Tua tried. 3 for 10. I like that he tried. But it's 3 for 10. You can't survive with 3 for 10. You're not going to impact the game like you should going 3 for 10 doing that. You're not. And that's what's happening. So I've been saying this to you all, okay? Now, I want to get into Kurt Warner's breakdown. Real quick. So y'all give me a second to bring that up. Yeah, we really got to talk about it. Because you know what? I am proud of certain people for not just taking the Gold Jackets word for it, but you got other prominent ex-players saying, I totally disagree with him. I don't even know what he's talking about, as a matter of fact. So we're going to break that down real quick. All right, here we go. Yeah, bear with me. I got to bring it up because I got to sign back in because this is a new computer. So everything I bring up for the first time requires sign in, authentication. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can. Oh no, I'm in the wrong account. Oh man. Thanks for y'all patience. All right. Okay, sorry. All right, perfect. Okay, where you at, Kurt? All right, here we go. Let me share my screen. All right, here we go. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see. Let's go 125. All right. So let's go down to Kurt Warner. Let's click on his explanation here. I respect all the guys out here doing work, but tell me what happened here instead of just telling me, yelling at QB. It was the right read, off the coverage. Details matter. On this play, the number 2 wide receiver to the to that side must inside release to hold off the middle linebacker, or this play has little chance. Let's just stop right there. Let's stop right there. See, this is that ridiculous stuff I be.
Bruh, they in a basic zone.
All right. Let's put this up. Wow, this he must be responding to Acho, but I saw this. So, all right. So y'all see the formation. This is what he's saying. This wide receiver on the inside, that's off the line, by the way, right? Off the line wide receiver. What he's saying is he needs a inside release. First of all, release from what defender? Ain't nobody even in you're not even pressed, right? He needs an inside release. What he's basically saying is he's saying that this guy needs to actually run towards the middle linebacker in the middle of the field. Ladies and gentlemen, never in the game of football does the receiver change their route unless it is an option route, not to impact where the defender goes, but where he's going to be open. And when I say an option route, if you see them bail, you might have to sit down at the 5 yards and turn around. If they stay up, you finish your route concept. I can't believe Kurt Warner is saying that this man is supposed to have an inside release closer to the middle linebacker, out of his way. Forget his route, y'all. Just give two routes over there. Don't worry about your route. Like playing the game of football. That same linebacker there is there on every play. It was not his responsibility to go run to the middle linebacker to put Waddle open. And that's what Kurt Warner is saying. And he done already had plenty of people clap back at him, including other quarterbacks that play in this league that said never in the game of football does a receiver do that. So you can get mad at me and say, well, he's a Hall of Famer, he would know. Well, other quarterbacks that played in the NFL are literally replying to him, never in the game of football does that happen. A receiver runs a different route just to get another, unless that's the play. But if you look at what the receiver did, the receiver literally ran his route, which was outside the numbers because the ball could have been coming to him. You want to take away any other option just for the one? No, that ain't what this offense is. And another thing with Kurt Warner, he makes too many assumptions. Well, if this was the concept, making people think that that's what it was. Oh, I'm going to tell you what I see. As a matter of fact, let me explain to you what I see right now. And I actually haven't heard, well, I heard somebody that was close to my takeaway on this, but I haven't heard anybody actually read it the way that I read it. And not saying that I'm an expert or anything. But as you look on the field, I want you to count the players. 4 down. You see these guys at the top of the screen? Are they man coverage? At the top of the screen, where Tyreek is up there, Malik Washington is up there, are they man coverage? Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no in the chat? I want to see. I want to see where some of y'all at right now. You can, and Q, why don't you answer? Why don't you answer, Q? Tell me, the guys at the top, those two corners up there, are they man coverage? Pre-snap, quarterback sees the way they're aligned. Are they man coverage? They are lined up as man, but could drop to zone. Yeah. But that's the point, right? Everybody's saying, yes, they're man. They're not man. They're zone, but we don't know that yet. Tua doesn't know that yet. So, Kurt Warner, let's put ourselves in the eyes of a quarterback. When I look at the top of the screen, I am getting a high probability of man coverage. Then I look at the bottom of the screen. I got a corner aligned with Waddle, and I got a corner aligned with that slot receiver that Kurt's talk about should have been going towards the middle. I'm seeing alignment everywhere except one position. Do y'all see the one position on offense that don't have nobody aligned with them, which is your dead giveaway that is actually disguised zone? Do you see the one position for the Dolphins that show you there is no alignment on them? Anybody, tell me what position that is on the Dolphins that show you that he doesn't have a man aligned. Come on, somebody. Somebody. The running back. Thank you. The running back do not have a man aligned. So you already know something fishy here. Something's fishy here. So with that being said, somebody, because if you think it's man coverage, right? This is the point here. If you think it's man coverage, somebody's about to beeline to this running back in the flat because as the quarterback, I know the route. And this is what our offense does. It gives Tua his tail. So in Tua's mind right now, whoever follows the running back, that is my indicator. And who does Mike McDaniel always give Tua to read? That outside linebacker right here. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse. The outside linebacker right here at the bottom, not the corner, but on that second receiver, hug to the line. Split to the line. You see, that's the outside linebacker. That's who Tua always reads. And that's who he's going to read on this. Like he's supposed to. Like he's supposed to. So let me say this too. Right now at this stage of the play, Tua's actually seeing it. I don't know if this is actually man. So let me make sure I work the right side first. And let me look at this outside linebacker. If he bails to A-chain, I should have Waddle on that quick sit down. That's all Tua is looking at. This linebacker that's at the 20, no, he's at the 17 and a half yard line down here. Not the corner down here with Waddle, but the one above him. That linebacker right there, I want you to pay attention to him. That's who Tua's looking at. That is Tua's read. Because in Tua's mind, the middle linebacker that's sitting there at the 15, I could do a halfback draw. That's the only guy that's going to be there for him. So he's going to stay home. In Tua's mind, the middle linebacker is going to stay home because if I hand it off to A-chain going left, he's the only guy, which is the correct read. But what happened on this play? They baited him into this because they already know this play. You even heard the defender after the game say, "Oh, I saw this on film." They knew this play. This is a play right now, and this has been happening. I told y'all this in the Colts game. Defenses are baiting us into certain looks to make sure that you throw it there, and they're jumping it. They are literally doing it. So here's what's happening on this play. Instead of the linebacker, the middle linebacker staying there, he's actually going to replace the outside linebacker and become him. And people are like, why would he do that to leave the middle of the field open? Because the safety is in robber on this. He's coming in the hole to replace the linebacker. They're shifting it on us. They literally baited him into this. All they did is play the replace game. The safety comes down to the middle. The middle goes to the outside, and the outside gets to right away bail for the flat with the running back. Everybody covered. Everybody covered. All because he's not going to know, and he ain't supposed to know, by the way, y'all, that the safety's going to come down to replace the middle linebacker. So to be quite honest with you, this is very difficult for any quarterback with this scheme against this play. But you can't blame the play call because you don't know what they're going to run. I hate when people do that. We got an offensive play. They call a defensive play because they know it's coming. That'll destroy this play. We run him. They want to say, why would we call that play? Because we don't know what they're going to call. That's the point of football, the matchups, the decisions, the play calls. McDaniel didn't make a mistake calling it. I'm going to tell you what the mistake in this offense is and always has been after I finish showing this play. So again, y'all are going to notice the safety comes down to the middle. The middle goes to the outside, and the outside gets to bail. That's why Tua in the press conference, and here's proof that what I'm saying is 1,000% factual. Here's proof. What did Tua say in the press conference? The linebacker cleared Waddle. What does clear mean? He got around him, which means he was bailing to the flat to get A-chain, which means Waddle should have been open. I shouldn't have had to worry about the middle linebacker, which we're about to get into that whole piece. That's what that means. Tua said it out of his own mouth. The linebacker cleared Waddle. So that was the play. I mean, the linebacker clears. That's the guy I got to hit. Come on, Q. Do I got to pull Tua's press conference up to let you hear him say that the linebacker cleared Waddle, got around him? Do I have to pull that up? You know he said that. I'm not up here making up words out of Tua's mouth. And by the way, anybody else heard him say it in the press conference? If not, I'll pull it up. But if you heard him say it in the press conference, say yes in the chat so I ain't got to waste time. But if you didn't, it's fine. I'll pull it up. But I don't want to waste my time if y'all already heard it and Q just not liking this because it's all making sense. All right, so y'all heard it. You heard it. You heard the man literally say the linebacker cleared Waddle, and you know, and that's why he's confused. He's like, it should have been there. And then he started blaming his timing, and I thought the timing was right, but it must have been off, and I got to be better. No, you got to read the field, but McDaniel has taught you not to read the field because no team plays it that way. Teams play it the way that you threw it. You usually don't have the linebacker replacing that route. And the only reason the linebacker replaced that route is because the safety came down and replaced the linebacker. They baited us into this. They knew it. We going to give him one extra guy that he ain't used to seeing. Right where he want to throw it. So that's why that outside linebacker, make sure you clear Waddle. Get around him. Make Tua think you're committing to the flat. Even though you're not. Make Tua think you're committing to the flat. He going to fire it to Waddle, and that's when the middle linebacker swoop in and pick it off. And just in case we get burnt with that, make sure you come downhill for the opposite. Make sure the safety comes downhill for the opposite side of the field. He don't hit the other curl that we would leave wide open. That's why the robber safety comes underneath. Here we go. Pause right here. Another indication too. This guy backing up. Watch this linebacker right here, okay? At the 17-yard line. Watch the linebacker. That's the only person you need to watch because that's the only person Tua was watching. That guy's supposed to tell Tua what he's supposed to do. See how he reached out right away? Watch he clear Waddle. Cleared Waddle. He knew. He got on top of Waddle, cleared him. Tua sent the ball. They baited him. They baited him. Otherwise, he would have sat right there and Tua would have hit the flat. Now, a lot of people are talking about the pass rush. Look at the man right in his face. This is a fact. This is absolutely atrocious protection right here. Absolute atrocious protection. But the play still has to be made in these moments. And you want to know what the real route was on this play? It was the opposite side with Tyreek on his curl. Right in front of that safety coming down. But I can't blame Tua for that because we cut half of the field off. That's what McDaniel teaches. That's what McDaniel teaches. Q, you don't have to trust my film, but you need to start asking yourself, whatever you disagree with me on, why you always wrong? Why you always wrong? But here you have it. That linebacker cleared, and Tua's thought his anticipation was going to be perfect. Now look at the guy coming in swooping to pick it off. And look at the safety coming to fill the middle linebacker's void simultaneously. Do you see that? That safety drop at the top right by the yellow line up there. He's coming to fill in where the middle linebacker was. The real throw is Tyreek in that seam slant up there. But we don't know because they disguised the coverage. If we knew this was the coverage, he would have looked right and came back left. But you can't. I mean, it's impossible for almost any quarterback. It's impossible for almost any quarterback. So the main question people ask, then what was he supposed to do? Okay, first of all, the most important thing to consider here is, and I say this, and I'm not capping, I'm telling y'all, there was nothing he could have done for the most part. What do I mean by that? Of course, there's something he could have done, but there's nothing he could have done that he was capable of. There's nothing he could have done he was capable of. You want him to throw it out in the flat, but the read tells him the flat about to be destroyed. The flat's about to be destroyed. What Tua should have done is threw this ball in the dirt with the 300-pound man coming at him. What Tua should have did is threw that ball in the dirt with a 300-pound guy coming at him. And if you really want to stretch it out, try to get it to A-Chain in the flat. It might be a bang-bang, or he might make a move, but there's no guarantee with that. Now, I need to make sure I clarify what I mean by there's nothing he could do that he's capable of. Let me show you real quick. I'm gonna stop. I'm going to give you a little screenshot here. Let me fast forward it. Right here. Right here, right here, right here. See, this is where you just got a limited quarterback. You just got a limited quarterback. If a 300-pound guy with his arms up in the air to try to deflect the football was coming up to Lamar Jackson, Lamar is out of there. Straight to the left or right through the middle. There's another view out there. I don't have it with me right now. But about right here, where the guy obviously is beating him, if you see it on an actual field, that is a wide gap to be able to step up in or get to the outside to the left. This is the exact play of what mobile quarterbacks get flushed out of the pocket. They don't get sacked by the 300-pound lineman with his arms in the air. They call it, oh, he flushed him out of the pocket. There's not many occasions where Tua gets flushed out, he gets sacked. Yeah, he gets flushed out sometimes and he escapes, but this is one of those plays. Defensive lineman get beat right away, you got to go. You got to go. And you'd hope that he didn't have to do that because the O-line, whoever was on the line right there that got obviously beat, should be able to sustain. But let me tell y'all something. Whether he held his block or not, that ball was going to be thrown there. And again, oh, you don't know that. Well, I got too many pieces of footage with a clean pocket that same ball is thrown and picked off. Because they bait him into it just like that. That ball was coming no matter what. It was coming no matter what. Clean pocket or not. It was coming. And everybody, Tyreek wide open. Stop that. Don't do that. Tyreek doesn't even exist on this play. Clean pocket or not, Tua's already working the right side. It's over. It's over. It's that simple. That's what's going on here. But this notion with Kurt Warner that this actual tight end who's running a crisp route, I want y'all to see this tight end real quick. I really want y'all to see this tight end. Look at this tight end off the line next to Waddle down here. Watch how definitive and clean his route is, and you talk about he should have inside released towards the middle to hold a linebacker. Newsflash, the linebacker wasn't going to follow him anyway because the robber was coming up for that. Even if the tight end went across the middle, that's what the robber does. If you don't know what a robber safety does, they come downhill to take away crossers. That is the job of when they call robber at the safety position. Their job is to dive down and take away the crossing route. That middle linebacker could care less if that tight end was coming across the middle because he knew the guy was coming underneath as the robber, waiting and looking for something to cross the middle. That's his job. Come down, and if anything cross, make sure you attack it. Middle linebacker was never going to care about no tight end going across the middle. And again, you're looking at this coverage, ain't no tight end. I'm supposed to run a post, and you telling me, oh, what? I need to go across the field to try to hold the line. What are you talking about? I got to run my route. Just in case the first one ain't there, mine might be. And now you want me to run across the middle to hold a linebacker, and then if the first route is gone, I'm the second read, and I'm not there. Timing. This offense is timing. That's why I know Kurt Warner don't know what he's talking about. You can't contradict football. This offense is about timing. So why would there be any routes where, oh, I see a middle linebacker, let me inside release and waste a whole second and a half on my route? So Tua could throw it in the wrong spot? Straight contradiction. This is a timing offense. Nobody got no time to be veering away to hope that the other guy get open. This offense ain't that intricate. That is a next level. Oh, I'm reading it this way. Let me veer to the middle so I can make the first read better and then get back outside. First of all, nobody does that. Nobody in the NFL is doing that. It's the craziest thing ever. And a Hall of Fame quarterback saying it. And then, I'm supposed to listen to you over a Hall of Fame quarterback. Well, I'm so happy that today you had other NFL ex-quarterbacks, Acho, who played in the NFL, and 3-4 other people. Kurt Warner, I don't even know what you're talking about. What you're saying is just straight up wrong. Other players that have been in this game. So you ain't got to listen to me. Finally, they stood up. It's ridiculous. Acho didn't have to play quarterback. He played football. Chad Ochocinco broke it down last night. Running splits all night. You don't make that throw. You know that. You're supposed to first and foremost protect your receiver. And can we acknowledge the most important thing? He never even checked to see if the middle linebacker was coming, because he never does. He puts it in the spot. But guess what? If Buffalo ran it just like a base and they didn't send the robber down, it would have been a completion. Y'all would be like, ooh, he's so accurate. He's amazing. No, Buffalo ran the coverage to his liking. This is why all of his interceptions are so egregious. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I always tell y'all this. I'm used to the quarterback that throw the football, and at least half of your interceptions are the wide receiver tipped it in the air, or it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. You know those, oh, man, it hit them, or he bobbled it, and then they got it, and it fell. Tua's like 10% on those kind. Everything, all the 90% of his picks go directly to the defender. Like they the receiver, just like this play. He came and put his arms up like, ooh, got him. You never even looked at the field. You never even processed the field. And this is the point that I be trying to get across, and where Kurt and them need to just acknowledge. You're not even looking. Can you say that finally? Well, the linebacker cleared. That's the read. Okay, aren't you supposed to keep your peripherals on the field and see something? That's why guys will cock back the throw and be like, ooh, man, he almost got me. Not with no Tua. Timing and fake anticipation that y'all call it. Just putting the ball in the spot. It's going to come no matter what. It can be entertainment, Q. But I promise you, Q, the one thing that I love about this channel and my breakdowns is that a lot of people watch it because it makes sense, common sense. Other people want to come in with terminologies and this and that, and it doesn't even apply in the circumstance. And that's another thing. I hate when people evaluate film and act like everybody does it the same and everybody's supposed to do it the same. It's the craziest thing to me. Everybody don't have a timing offense. Everybody don't run the motion like we do. Everybody don't just focus on points of leverage. Some quarterbacks, just like Josh Allen, hike the ball, and their eyes, the first thing it does is look down the middle of the field to identify how the safeties are moving. Top down. Top down. And the crazy thing is, Kurt Warner just had a breakdown the other day explaining to us inconsistency of reading the field top down. Why is it on this play he starts at the bottom up and doesn't give it a chance, and then on this one where it worked, he started top down? And then on this one, he started top down, but he hesitated. Why do you think every 4 months Kurt Warner putting a tweet out, Tua has me confused? Man, don't talk to us about him no more. If you need to acknowledge yourself that you even confused. You out here telling us Tua has me confused. And y'all want to ignore the fact that the man literally told you Tua got me confused. I need to do a film study. What is this? And he's trying to come up with the logic behind it. And his logic is always, if this is a triple slant concept. If. You don't even know if it's a triple slant concept. You're just saying if. Okay, if it is, but what if it wasn't? Now you got all these people running around. Oh, Tyreek ran the wrong route. It was a triple slant concept. He didn't say it was a triple slant concept. He said if it was. No, he didn't say if it was. He had to come back and correct himself when somebody called him out. And he came back and tweeted, corrected. Well, if it was. I don't know what the offensive play was. That's my whole point. That's my whole point. But what I do know on this, the offensive play ain't for the tight end to veer towards the middle to hold the linebacker and then go out on the post. Craziest thing I ever heard. Craziest thing I ever heard. Kurt Warner literally said that out of his mouth. Well, the wide receiver 2 should have had an inside release and kind of veered more inside to hold a linebacker. What is you talking about? This guy has his nerve. I sure do. And bold with it too. Because you know why? Time always tells. I could be wrong, but time always tells. And the thing I love over here is that every time tells, it just seems like I know what I'm talking about. Just this regular old Joe Schmo yelling on the mic. Seems like I be knowing what I'm talking about while everybody else is confused, while everybody else is blaming all the external factors. Well, maybe it's because of this. Well, if they get better at that, y'all don't want to put no ownership on that position. And that's why we suck at it. That's why we suck at that position. That's why we suck at the position. Because y'all don't want to put no ownership on that position. It's hard to play in a quarterback in the NFL. I could never do it. That don't mean I can't see it. That don't mean I can't see where. See, it's so hard to play that I know what I can't do. But does that not qualify to me to look at a quarterback and say he can't do it either? Oh, he could do a whole lot more better than me. Obviously, I don't play the position. I don't throw the football. I look like the worst thing ever in my life trying to throw passes 10 yards of accuracy versus 2. But what he doesn't have is the most obvious things that anybody should be able to look at film like this and see it. Or look at passing charts like this and say, oh, he can't throw outside the numbers well consistently. Not at all. Yeah, that's a massive struggle for him. Matter of fact, what's even crazier, he never has passing charts like this. Usually all the dots in the middle of the field. Ocho says it right. Look in the left to move the linebacker. I get what Ocho's saying. Mechanics, making sure you keep your head straight and you might hold the linebacker. But not on this play. They had a robber safety. That linebacker was going on that curl no matter what. That's why they had a robber coming down to replace him. I understood what Ocho was saying in general. You want to try to hold a linebacker still by looking straight ahead for a half a second. But the Buffalo Bills play call literally had a robber safety to come down. And he was bailing. The middle linebacker was going out there no matter what. That's what the play call was. They knew the Dolphins loved that. And why don't you go listen to the Bills linebacker in his post game? Oh, yeah, we've seen that play before. He knew. That's why they dialed it up when they get in that formation. They knew. He said, we've seen this. You think he was going to be held? Q, like I said, you can say it however you want, Q. It matters how you watch film. I'm doing it just fine because everything I'm telling you about him keeps showing up in film in my way of watching it. That's why it took y'all 6 years. Matter of fact, no, let me take that back. It ain't take you 6 years to realize because some of you still don't believe it because you're still thinking with all these people who watching film with excuses. You keep on listening to these people watching film, giving every excuse. Now they fighting each other. Acho used to be the number one touring in mainstream media. He used to be the number one. Now he like, nah, man, listen, man, he even said it. I've been one of the biggest advocates for Tua, but he just ain't got it. No, look at this. And he broke the play down. See, you probably ain't gonna watch Acho no more. Oh, you don't know. But you were watching him all them years. He was all loving on Tua. Look at the elite anticipation. Oh, across the middle, between the defenders. Oh, you was like, yeah. Now he done seen the light. He probably a clown too now. I saw you in the chat. Well, he ain't a quarterback. Already, see, you've been throwing everybody who's been on to a side. Now that they kind of flipping, you've been trying to throw them away. Now you getting on them. You used to love Mike McDaniel for the last 2 years. Y'all trying to paint him out to be the issue. Mike McDaniel called a phenomenal game in this game. He made sure that Tua couldn't kill him. But gosh, McDaniel, you see, right when McDaniel wanted to trust him. Right when McDaniel say, all right, we finna come a little bit closer to the middle. Right when McDaniel wanted to trust him. This is crazy work, man. But I always tell y'all this. I get it. When you're a fan of someone, you want to see them succeed. You want to see them reach the highest heights. You want to see them do bigger and better every chance they get. You want to be proud of them. And I love that. That's what, when you're a fan of somebody, that's what you do. That's what you do. I get it. I ain't knocking you for it. I'm just saying, stop coming at other people that don't see it like you. Ain't nothing wrong with what you're doing. You're being a fan. You want this kid to be great. You want to see him host the Lombardi one day. Yeah, Tua, you proved him wrong. I always believed in you. You will make every excuse known to man until it's just it. I get it. It's a natural human behavior. You can call out my false film study, Q. It's up. People seen it, and people get to decide for themselves, and that's what I love. See, that's what I love. People get to see it and say, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about. Move on. Or, man, this makes sense. But they get to decide for themselves. See, I don't allow my chat to try to influence people one way or the other. That's why I always tell people, don't just listen to me. Go listen to the people who disagree with me. But make sure you make your own sound decision in your brain. Which one make more sense than your common sense? Which one make more sense to you? This is just my breakdown. I could be 1,000% wrong. And make sure you go listen to the people who disagree. And they might be like, oh, yeah, you're right, because TD didn't mention that and he never considered that. Hey, there go new data. Or you might listen to them and be like, yeah, but they're not talking about the fact that McDaniel got Tua doing something he never did, which is having a higher volume of throwing outside the numbers. Because teams are taking away the middle. Yeah, but they're not talking about the robber safety came up to take over for the middle linebacker. Middle linebacker was going regardless. Yeah, you ain't going to talk about that. I get it, Q. Kurt Warner masterclass. I love it. But you need to tweet Kurt Warner and say, bro, I believe in all your film study. It's so masterful. But stop saying you're confused, because you shouldn't be confused. When you see it, it should just make sense to you. That's what you should do. Hit him up and say that. Because you're not going to stop and ask yourself, why is Kurt confused? What is he confused about? What's a conflict to him that doesn't make sense? But what you need to do, don't look at his confused when this time. Go back a year and a half ago when he tweeted out, Tua's confusing me. When he did it then too, and me and him was going back and forth. Go to that one, because you'll get the details. When he said, I mean, is he actually processing the field, or what am I looking at? I'm wondering, is he actually processing the field? He said that. And then he got all ghosted silent for a whole 2 months, and then came out after one good Tua game. Oh, look at Tua, the elite anticipation. The elite, like, man, you were confused 2 months ago, and now all of a sudden he had one good game, and you right back talking about elite anticipation. This is what I be talking about. So when you come over here and listen to these streams, don't take it as the gospel. Make sure you hear some opposing views, but let your brain make the decision. Don't be walking around here and saying, oh, TD said this. No, what do you say based off of what people said? You got eyes. You saw everything I presented to you. One way you could tell people that do not know ball are the people that's like, man, he needs to open up the offense. We need a new system. They don't even recognize we're running a new system right now. This system is designed outside the numbers, because every team clog in the middle. And you can see it on the screen right now. We need to open it up. Which one you want? You want to blame the O-line, or you want to open it up and let the O-line cook and destroy? Which one is it? Is it the O-line's fault we're not doing well? Or should McDaniel put us in a position where the O-line doesn't expose us? You see all that green in the shallow? That's McDaniel protecting us. So make your mind up. You want to open it up, or you want to be smart about it? McDaniel did the right thing in this game with his game plan. And the truth be told, it should have worked if Tua would have made a few more of those throws outside the number. Obviously, if Zach Sealer wasn't a bonehead, and if Brooks, and no, I ain't blaming Brooks for nothing. That was a Josh Allen call. That was a Josh Allen call. This is what's going on, man. There are a lot of other breakdowns, by the way, people shedding their opinion on the matter. Like one guy, let me see. Y'all give me a second. I'm going to pull it up for y'all. All right, here it is. Yeah, Chase Daniels broke it down.
To an interception. Look, I didn't have it on my
Do you remember who that is? You remember who that is? Q. You remember who that is? I don't know if the audio will work.
Which means you're sitting down, a flat route by the halfback, and a corner route by the tight end. This is the person that I've seen being talked about enough. The corner route, a lot of people are saying he needs to dive in and affect the middle linebacker who picks it off. I have never in my entire career been taught that a tight end needs to dive in and affect the Mike linebacker. Tua just has to see it. At this point, the ball needs to go to a flat. I think this is Tua's.
Look at the stat. I want y'all to look at the safety, the middle linebacker, and the outside linebacker. Watch how they all shift. You think nobody was going to affect the linebackers holding them. This was their play. This is what the play is. They baited them. They knew where it was going.
Look what they did.
Look at all of them shifting. All of them shifting.
Interception. Look, he gets spooked. He doesn't see it. That happens, but absolutely, in my opinion, this is Tua's fault.
You know, the crazy thing is, I don't even really this isn't about blaming Tua. Like, oh, it's his fault or this and that. This is the limitation. It just limits everything we do. We get pigeonholed, and then whenever they put the cap on it, nothing outside of that is pretty. Nothing outside of that is pretty. Q say he didn't even break it down. His video was about breaking down how absurd it is to suggest that a tight end has to veer over the middle to impact the linebacker. Never in his professional career has he ever heard of such a thing. That's what his video is about. He broke that down very well. Just the simple common sense. I can't believe Kurt said that, though. That's crazy work. Oh, yeah, the tight end should have had an inside release and that's crazy work right there, man. Anyway, man, it is what it is. Where do we go from here? We're going to talk about that tonight on Dolphins Collective. What's next for the Dolphins? What's best for the Dolphins? What should we do? I know, well, y'all already know how I feel. What we should do and what we should have done should have been done. Y'all know how I feel about it. I've been told y'all we shouldn't even be in this position. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I want y'all to think about this, right? If you traded Chubb, you'd have a draft pick and saving money. If you traded Zeeler, you'd have a draft pick for him and some money. If you traded Tyreek, you have a solid draft pick and some money. Already preparing for the future. This year was supposed to be the Flores breakdown year, the first year where we had a whole bunch of nobodies. That's what this year should have been. But everybody wanted to go after it. Oh, we got a chance. We 0-3, y'all. And 2 of them from the Colts and the Patriots. And ain't none of y'all had them as an L on our schedule. Ain't none of you had them as an L on the schedule. Not Dolphin fans. This is the first year I didn't have them as an L. Usually I'd be like, I did say something about this Colts game, but still thought we would win. Stainless, you think that's reactive? I thought I'm trying to be proactive, getting ahead of it, understanding the climate and going ahead and adjusting before the masses. TD, are you going to go over the press conference? I'm running out of time on this one. I'll hit it on the next one. We might go live late tonight too. Not guaranteed, but if not, tomorrow for sure. I got some stuff to catch up. And you know what? I want to watch all the film of this game. I really, and yeah, on Tua. Yep. Well, it's always Tua because it is. I want to watch all the film because I want to show you. Let me tell you something. If Tua didn't throw that pick, if we'd have just lost by a field goal, say we would have scored a touchdown and they went down the field and won again by a field goal like last year, right? Tua actually had a good game, man. Get out of here. We could have won the game if he ain't missed up on a lot of them big time throws. Want to hear that crap? We could have won the game if he wouldn't have missed on a lot of them big time throws outside the numbers. The whole point of the matter is, and what I continue to show people is, his limitation is going to be the downfall of us. And what y'all need to understand is, stop asking for everything around him to be perfect so he don't have to be. It's not even realistic. You're asking for that one team every 7 years out of 32 teams. You asking for that one out of 250. Every year you want us to build that one team out of 250 teams that have rare, just elite everywhere, carrying the quarterback, trying to Joe Flacco this thing. That's what you want. I get it. If you stuck with it, let's try. But gosh, it's not even the probability is so low now. You know why? Because that's reserved for all the rookie contracts now. They got the money to load up rosters. You're already at a disadvantage. So stop trying to have everything perfect around him to make him perfect, and go get a guy that can elevate other people too. They got a little bit of juice to spare. And it ain't easy finding one. It's hard. But keep on looking. You keep looking until you got them. Quarterbacks play 20 years now, man. Quarterbacks play 20 years now. I don't care how long it takes. You go look until you find them. Says super chats. Let me get to them. We paid top dollar for Limitations. Fire Greer. Man, Richie punched me in the face with a quote this weekend. We were sitting there. We were working like 3 a.m. in the morning in Orchard Park, Buffalo, in our Airbnb. We was on the laptop. We was working, grinding for Roundtable Sports. And Richie said, man, TD, you know what the real problem is with the Dolphins? It's not that you drafted to them, because everybody draft quarterbacks that don't work out. It's that you paid them. Everybody draft busts, but don't everybody pay them. And we pay them. And when I say bust, people don't even know the definition of what a bust is. A bust is, what were your expectations? And did it work out that way? So that's a different definition between a fifth overall pick and a fifth rounder. If a fifth rounder was playing like Tua, that was a steal. Wow. We got a really good backup. But a first round, fifth overall playing like Tua, yeah. Man, Tua's a bust. This is the first time I ever said that out of my mouth. Tua's a bust. Tua's a bust. I'll give Tua a pass on one of the outside throws. So he's 3 for 9, which is still bad. Give him a pass on 2 more. Make him 5 for 9. Still bad. Like, you know, he's a bust. What you expect from a fifth overall pick at the quarterback position is not what he's giving us. especially when you got second round quarterbacks balling. You got later picks balling. 2 to go and grab bench. Take care if years over, start new canvas. Yeah, but they don't believe in that. They're gonna go down with the ship. That's why they're doing this. And McDaniel gonna be the scapegoat. I'm gonna tell y'all now, man. Y'all might look up. I'll tell no. See, this is a low probability, but I would not be shocked if they finish this year and they bad. And then McDaniel is still given another year, and McDaniel picks a quarterback. And it's still Greer and McDaniel with a new quarterback. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how I would feel about that. I don't know how I would feel about it. Could you imagine it? No, TD, I just remember one where Tyreek has held and fell and we didn't get a call. Well, when we go through the film, we're going to get to look at it all. I just remember probably like 3 to 4 like throws that were important. It was like, oh, that just wasn't a good throw. Just wasn't a good throw. It was also another one where the tight end was trying to go down to the ground to catch it. And I was like, get up and go. Oh, it's incomplete because it was too low. But he was wide. He was wide open. It should have been a touchdown. The tight end had to like go to the ground and try to catch it. And it was incomplete. I don't know if y'all remember that one. He was wide open over there. And I even said, good that Tua saw him and threw it. Just a bad throw. Just a bad throw. Tua needs another 4 to 5. Get out of here, party, man. That crazy stuff. Samuel out here talking about film study, tomatoes, rotten tomatoes. Like, why y'all do this to y'allself? Why did some of y'all religiously come in here to just tell me I'm wrong and I can't read film and I'm garbage and this person or that person's better than me at this and that? Why do y'all do that? I promise y'all, you're wasting your time. You're actually giving me content, though. I like replying to y'all and telling and going back and forth. But I do get curious sometimes. What drives you to just sit on a platform that you're like, this is all cap and he don't know what he's talking about? I've never understood that. That is still the mystery of social media and content. There we go. We finally got it done. He said, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, folks. See, why does it? It's like you have to stick around for streams after streams to try to disprove instead of just saying, all right, I truly believe this guy's an idiot. Let me go. like, right? Right? Isn't that like common sense? Oh, you should be a comedian. Only if you get the joke. Oh my God! But what am I saying that's wrong about that, bro? I'm talking to you right here. What am I saying that's wrong? It's like, what gives you the energy to just all day, like the whole stream, be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, or this is your film study is trash, or this and that and this. Like, what gives you the stamina to just stick around to tell me it over and over? I don't know. That just always gets me. It always gets me because it's an easy exit. Nah, but I do know why some people do that, because they hear my name a lot out here. They hear my name a lot out here. That's a reason why too. You're like, well, this person said, man, he don't know anything. And y'all be defending it, right? Y'all be fighting it. You'll be like, man, let me go troll him for a little bit. I be trying to understand it. You are not wrong, TD, on Tua. I could be, but I don't, I'm just giving what my common sense is giving me, and it still could be wrong, Oh man. Sealer ruined Tua last night. Sealer? TD. Who? Ruined Tua, man. You're gonna have to you talk about Zach Sealer? You gotta have to elaborate on that one. TD, right? I troll you, TD. Don't take to heart. Nah, I ain't talking about you, Q. You already know what time it is, homie. You're not wrong, TD. Time has told. Ain't told yet. Maybe it's gonna be I thought it was gonna be Buffalo. Maybe it's gonna be the Ravens. 6 touchdowns. He might even get me again. Oh, y'all put some respect on y'all. Man, boy. We done been through it all. That guy knows it. Yeah. Missed my super chat. Man, I thought I went back and got it. Got all of them. Sorry, what's the narrative now, TD? What you wanted to be? What you wanted to be? Have it your way. Burger King. TD, they stick around because they have to. They got to defend their guy, but by any means necessary. No, they hear some truth to it. They just fighting it. They hear the logic, but that ain't you just don't get it. See, some people are stuck like this is why we always hear about the O-line. It's the whole theory I keep telling you. You want everything perfect around him so that it could be easier for him, which is the goal for you to do. A general manager is supposed to do for every quarterback, right? But they want it on an unrealistic level because they know the level keeps getting smaller and smaller for him. It's like, well, we need more. We need more. Yeah, I mean, they've been down all off season. They've seen the writing on the wall. They've seen this roster. Oh, no Armstead, man. They've been having their hope in Patrick Paul and Jonah. And I had hope in Jonah, but he disappointed me. They just want everything around Tua to be right so that he can finally show everybody with the perfect O-line and everything he's a baller. O-line ain't changing what he did last night. He has some solid play here and there, but at the end of the day, still missing wide open throws with no pressure coming. Don't worry, whenever I do my Rotten Tomato film study, watch how many times I show you, look, no pressure, terrible throw outside, 20 yards. Don't worry. You'll see it. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it last night. You know what I'm talking about. But they conveniently forget, he can have 2 bad throws and 1 really nice one. Yeah, he ain't never throw a bad one. That's kind of how they brain register. He's been throwing dimes all night now. Especially when they get used to the bubble screens. Complete. Bad throw, big time 15-yarder. Complete. Oh, he can. Then 1 actual good 15-yarder. Oh, he cooking. Only 2 throws out of 10 that was worth actually grading. So that's how they are. All right. Love Tua. Samantha say love Tua. Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with loving Tua. There's nothing wrong with loving Tua. I told y'all, as a fan, I'm not mad at some of y'all. The only thing I be having a problem with is trying to call me out on my tape. Both things can be true. You can love Tua. You can want the best for him. You can want him to be the guy and overcome all the odds, overcome the injuries, and overcome the inconsistency. I want to see him like you want to see him on the left, like not being Lamar Jackson, but playing like him. You want to one day be able to be like, I told you he had it in him. And so far, the furthest that you've gotten is against bad teams. I told y'all are dying for, man, just ball out against 3 good teams in a row. Like, don't throw no picks, put up 270 plus, 2 touchdowns, and just impact the game in a big game. Win or lose, It wasn't because of you. Like, give me 3 of them in a row solidified so we can start saying, yeah, man, it's everything around them. But the problem a lot of y'all are having is the reason why you can't get over the hump of being able to say, bam, he's proved it, is because he's 80% of the 90% of the time a part of the reason we lose. It ain't just his fault, but he contributes to the losses in the big moments, on the biggest stage, prime time, everything. That's why. That's why. And y'all got to be honest with yourself. Every time one of these big games come up, you're like, man, just show them tonight, Uno. Oos, just show them tonight. Be that guy. And you'll be bracing too. I know it. I know how you be. I know you be bracing every throw he make. Ooh, yeah, okay. Like you want a good, continuous, great play from him. I know how it is to be a fan. I was fanning out for Ryan Tannehill. I know how to be like be locked in on wanting a guy to be the guy. But he not. You can't tell me I don't know how I feel. I just admitted to you I was like that for Ryan Tannehill. I know how you feel. Your guts, like your stomach cringes every throw. Like, oh, okay, it was a good one. Like you just hope that everyone is a good one, and some of them special. Like, okay, you cooking now. Just don't screw this up. Just don't screw this up. You are doing well. Okay, let's finish strong. One more quarter, and we can talk tonight. We can tour time tonight. Just one more quarter. And I know he crushed y'all last night too. And the only reason you're feeling a little bit more energetic because you had a lineman that got beat. You had a tight end that didn't run to the middle of the field to pull a play. Man, I know how this thing go, man. That's why I ain't mad at y'all. You're a fan of his. And you should want him to exceed expectations and do great. But I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it how it is. And believe it or not, and I know many of you don't believe it, I have also been waiting on those moments from him so that I could praise him and get behind him as our guy. But I have seen enough in 6 years to know that you're not going to fool me 3, 4, 5 times and have your little 2 or 3 game spurt. See, and that's another thing y'all got to realize. Yeah, he can go out and have 2, 3 good games in a row. But can he have 2, 3 good games against good competition in a row? He's never done it. He's never done it. That's what we're waiting on. That's what we're waiting on. Well, I ain't waiting no more. Let me be clear. I ain't waiting no more. I stopped waiting about year 4.5. Yeah. Even though I like the kid. He ain't a kid no more. But even though I like him and I want him to succeed, yeah, I'm done with him. I already know where this is going. But some of y'all holding on for this. And let me give you even further proof I understand. I felt validated when Tannehill went to Tennessee. And it was still smoke and mirrors. It was still my delusion. He played good. He played really good football. Threw the ball well, ripping it up and down the field. Highest passer rating that year. Higher than any passer rating Tua ever had, by the way. Then 3 playoff games in a row, less than 100 yards in the big moment, getting carried. Tennessee might have won a Super Bowl if he was just one of them guys. But a team can't carry you. But the only thing I give Tannehill props for is a lot of the wins, he wasn't, a lot of the losses, he wasn't always the reason. He had a few quality ones that they lost. But I'm sorry, that playoff game when it mattered most, when he threw that pick, and they were winning, they were up, they were doing their thing, and he threw that pick trying to slide it in there, ruined their season, ended it in the championship round. Yeah, man, that's what I realized. it's been fun. Good luck, Tannehill. And that's been it. And now he good. He done made his money. So he don't care to play. He only want to play if the money right. So yeah. Tannehill is still in the NFL, but he's not on the team. He is a free agent. Teams have approached him when their quarterback went down, and he's made it clear, listen, I just want to play in the right situation. I'm not in a rush to play. If y'all looking for a guy to come in and, take you on a playoff run, that's what I want to be a part of. And he said it in an interview. He made enough money to where he can be selective. And if he don't play again, okay. So Tua got paid already, man. He's already won in life. Y'all don't have to feel some type of way. He's already won in life. I ain't want him to get paid by the Dolphins, but I did want him to get paid. You work hard your whole life for this moment, your dreams being lived out. Get that big bag too for your family and your legacy. And outside of that, that's it. I mean, he done got paid, man. What more y'all want? Y'all want him to be a Super Bowl MVP or something? That ain't happening. He done already got paid. If you care for him, you should be good on that. Let me put this up. All right, y'all, man. But I'm finna get up out of here, man. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. Thank you for the love and support. For those who missed it at the beginning of the stream, I'm about to pop it up right now. All right. It's the short version of the vlog of me in New York. I took out all the game stuff because it was depressing and all you would have seen is me depressed and stuff. And I was like, man, I'm just going to put my happy times in here. So here you go, y'all.
On another flight to head to Buffalo. I'll be there this evening. But hey, here we are. Let's go on this journey. Work it is. New York to Buffalo. All right, let's get it. Round table, baby. I almost paid $25 for express security, and ain't nobody here. I almost wasted 25 bucks. I was smart. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna do it. Headed to baggage pickup. I'm in Buffalo. All right, y'all. I am in New York at the Airbnb with the homies. Y'all already know. Richie in the house. Dan over there orders some food. Gotta be like 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. And I'm like, they all got on Buffalo gear and they're walking in the streets and like walking home and stuff. And Dan tells me that they allow school to get out early on Bills games.
Game day.
Game day. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Many of us are hungry. And if any of us are hungry,
right next to the stadium. Excited about the night though. I'm gonna give you my score prediction right here, right now. I have the Miami Dolphins reviving their season 27-24 versus the Buffalo Bills.
Dolphins about to get
We're down here.
My bad. I ain't know I was muted. But yeah, that was about 60% of the vlog of the trip. The other 40% was really like the interception play and my reaction to it and just how bad the rest of the night was. Such a good event, good time in Buffalo, but I hate that it ended the way that it did, but it is what it is. Miami moves on. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back soon. And we'll be talking Miami Dolphins, but check us out tonight at 7 p.m. in about 50 minutes on Dolphins Collective. We're going to break it all down. We are going to break it all down. All right. Let's have a good time. Y'all show up for me and show out. And I can't wait to hear what these guys have to say. But I'll see y'all soon. Thank you for the love and support. And the people in the chat, the ones I was going back and forth with and all of that, just remember over here, it's always love no matter what, all right? We don't take anything personal. We go back and forth at each other and do our thing. It's number love. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.